up because we talk so much about esports. You're a recent investor in an esports franchise. Splice, and you and Meta World Peace, or Ron Artest as I know him. You guys are. It's an exciting world to be in. But Fortnite, which both of our sons play, is wildly popular amongst not just that demographic. We saw athletes and entertainers fighting to get into the Fortnite world, I guess, when we were at the Gary Vee barbecue a week or so ago, right? And it's a free game that made $300 million a month this last year.
Nothing is free, baby. I can tell you, I've never spent more money on the game than that free game, right? I buy the Madden, 1 through 50, whatever the heck we're on. I think it's Madden 19 or whatever they call it this year. But that's it, right? I spend the $49.99 or $59.99. I think I spend $25, $30 a week, buying these upgrades and things. And you know what? For the joy it brings my son, I'm happy for it. Like I think we may have talked about this before, but parents, I think, get confused because of their ego, right? So we want to buy what we like for our kids. But I don't understand.
I bought a lot of golf clubs for my son.
Me
right?
too.
They just keep getting a little taller, and I keep hoping that he's going to be more interested. And he is interested in golf, but he's more interested in Fortnite, at least at the current moment.
I'm like you. I bet if this is true about you, I wish my son would use his golf clubs half as much as he plays Fortnite.
Or his guitar, or something that I felt like. and that's something as a parent, we're first generation of that, right? We might as well be immigrants that have dropped off on a boat when it comes to how we look at this, because this, and when I say this, esports, video games, this is becoming it's like it's his own new generation. Like I feel like I'm on the Mayflower right now.
Right. And I got to be fair, because my parents were old enough where TV was the same way. Really, when they were a kid, it wasn't as if you hung out and there were Saturday morning cartoons. And, I was blessed because I love sports. But I see the same parallels, right? There's parents that used to tell my friends, hey, get outside, stop watching cartoons on Saturday. Right, because that's when the cartoons were.
You don't want to be the fat, doughy kid, right?
Exactly.
Get outside.
And that's what Fortnite is.
So you and several of the people that I would consider your mentors have built this platform on free, right? And free content, free advice, and you look to people for that in return, right? You have people that you go to. And I go back to, let's forget the business minds of it. Facebook may be the #1 all-time free, gateway drug, right? Half the world is on it, or more than half the world is on it, and it's free, right? You have a phone, you have a computer, it's free. Fortnite, which I'm not comparing to Facebook yet, but there's 125 million players that were given a game for free, and now we're spending $20, $30 a month. Is this the way you see most games? I mean, this seems like a model that would work if you can catch that popularity trend.
Yeah, I think there is a hybrid that's going to be utilized so that, you can start with that free version and see where it takes you and figure out how to monetize it.
You can see a relaunch of the Tiger Woods brand, and we've been seeing it for a year, but it may be bigger than ever.
Yeah, because he actually proved he can win a major. I think everyone believed he could still win, but to win a major, here, his game, I remember watching now, instead of hearing them critique his swing, now they're back on, oh my gosh, look how perfect that swing is. Several different times as I was watching the Open, they would do the swing analysis, and you're more technician on this than me.
No, I'm not.
I see him now bragging about his swing and his putting.
It's getting better.
It's getting better, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's young enough to put on a 5-year run where he may surpass the most major wins of all time. And if that happens, if he continues to play like this and he's in the top 5, or leading, he led twice, which is incredible. We saw him at the Masters, the crowds that he drew when he wasn't in it. Imagine what he's going to do when he's in it. And that's not just live. Remember the stage theory. They're going to capture it, they're going to amplify it, and perpetuate it. And when they do that, his brand will be bigger and better than ever, and they'll be able to monetize it in all types of different ways.
And people I'm sure, shaking their heads saying, look, Tiger Woods, when he was winning the Masters by 12 strokes or he was killing it at the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, you're not going to pass that. I disagree, right? Because the eyeballs, the access to people, the phones that you go on, it's all so much better now. You don't have to be as good to be able to blow everybody away the way you did 15 years ago.
No doubt. I mean, that's how I built my brand. That's how Gary V builds his brand, right? That we could never compete before because not only was it limited, but it was limited access. Now you have 3.2 billion people and growing that have access to his unbelievable talent and the interesting story, which now has the biggest component because people buy on emotion and watch on emotion. You got it.
So now that we are in a comeback for the world's all-time greatest winner, right? It's kind of like the Mike Trout thing from a week or so ago, where now everyone wants to come to his defense. Now everyone wants to root for Tiger in a comeback setting, right? I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch where he can pull this up because he still only has a very short window.
I agree. It's going to be great.
I like this new promotion the Padres are running. I don't know if you've heard about it or not. They're incentivizing fans to root against their teams in some ways. And,
right.
and why I say this is you get a punch card. You get to go until they win 5 games.
At home. Right.
At home.
Right. It's $99.
Right.
And you get 5 wins. So, depending on your perspective, right, you could be encouraging them to lose, but also it's this focus.
You could just want it over with as quick as possible.
Exactly. But I think it's cool because I've always felt like, how do you fill up those seats that nobody takes, and you offer them for free an hour before the game so people buy? Now, Petco is one of the best stadiums in the United States, best food by far. I mean, unique. It's a wonderful place. So I love this campaign because in essence, it's like, look, we're going to fill the stadium because you're going to buy these and get to come, just like the movie pass, $9.99 a month. And I see some teams moving to that model. It makes perfect sense. That's not season tickets. It's like, hey, buy a Padres pass. We're going to put you up into the upper decks where nobody's buying seats anyway, and come as many times as you want during the year. And it's, $99 a month. Completely different model, but you get to go to the games you want to go to, and you just go to the ticket booth and they sign the empty seats to you. I think this is the start of that, and it's genius.
I saw something that Blaine gives us the notes for these and some good stuff here. Said that he regrets naming his son LeBron James Jr. Now, I know that you had an opportunity to name your son. You didn't go with Dave Meltzer Jr. I didn't go with Jason Brennan Jr. I know why I didn't. It wasn't because I thought I was going to have to live up to being LeBron, the king's son.
Right.
But what do you think about that? What sort of insight is that about LeBron?
I just think he realizes his maturity, right? That, look, that's a lot of pressure to put on my son. And the truth is he can give him a nickname right now. He's young enough where that LeBron Jr. thing can go away, right? You can start calling him Tiger or something.
Right.
You can make it easier on him. But no, honestly, it is really tough.
How much does Kawhi Leonard's move to Toronto hurt him? Not that San Antonio is one of these big markets where people are really paying attention. I think people cared about the David Robinson shoe maybe if you go back far enough, but they've had some stars, and I don't know that anyone's really cared there. Kawhi Leonard goes to L.A., maybe it's a big difference, but Toronto, does it hurt? Does it help? What do you think?
I think it helps because I think the Raptors are a better team. I think it opens a whole nother market in the UK and Canada that follow the Toronto Raptors. There's a really big following. So that the loyal customer there now becomes a case. But more importantly, those who win get the most money, and the Raptors have a great chance with him to be extremely competitive. They choked this year. They were a better team than the Cavs, in my opinion, and probably should have made the finals without him. So I think they have a really great chance of escalating and building his brand. So I think it's a great move, and it's going to get more money for him.